Spectacular. Excellent. Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to the regular Sunday evening Zoom call for Wealth Warriors. I'm excited to be here with you. Nice to see so many friends, old and new, on the call as well. And no doubt there'll be a few more people watching this by video, according to my YouTube stats. We're doing a good job of sharing this out to members, existing members and potential members. So I'm going to run through, it's not a standard presentation of Wealth Warriors. Again, it's slightly different this week because I gave out some information last week about Cryptex, and everybody's been clamoring for more information. They want me to go into a little bit more depth about those things. So it's going to be kind of not a rerun, but kind of similar to what we discussed last week. A little bit more information on Cryptex. And yeah, and we'll see if that satisfies everybody. There'll be an opportunity later to unmute yourselves and come and ask questions. We'll do that by, you can put your hand up and we'll run through everybody with their hands up to ask questions. And you do that at the bottom of the screen. There's a little wonky heart shape that says react, and one of the buttons on there says raise your hand. So if you do that, I know you've got a question, and we'll get to you as soon as we can. So let's start this presentation by sharing my screen. I've not practiced this presentation, so I'm going to rush through the first bit as quickly as I can to make sure I've got room for the bits that I've added in to answer some of the questions people had. Okay, so welcome to Wealth Warriors. And we are financial freedom fighters. If you understand the way money works in the world, you'll understand that most of the money that's around in the world belongs to people like you and I. It doesn't belong to governments and banks. They are the ones who call it into existence, but it's done on the strength of our say-so, our energy, our earning ability going on into the future. And if you don't understand what I'm talking about, don't worry about it. You will, if you dive into matrix freedom, then you will get that sort of education. You'll understand where the money comes from. Just answer yourself or ask yourself this question. Every country in the world is bankrupt. Most of them went bankrupt in 1933. A lot of them went bankrupt, or the rest of them went bankrupt in 1945. So if all of the countries and all of the institutions in the world are bankrupt, who do they owe the money to? Okay, because every single country is bankrupt. And the answer is, of course, they owe the money to you and I. And what they spend most of their time doing is making sure we don't find out about it. Because if we find out about it, then we will figure out ways of getting our money back. And of course, as Wealth Warriors, we've adopted matrix freedom to make sure that we can do that. So we are really financial freedom fighters, not only in our own lives and not only in our own generations, but for our local community, for our larger community, and for the whole world, I believe. I truly believe that. So the disclaimer is nothing in this presentation is to be taken as financial or investment advice. I point out a few strategies, but that's a bit later. But that's really just me putting my brain to work, looking at all the different elements, the different tools I've got to work with, and say, hey, I could do that and that and that, and that would give me a great result. But if I do this and this and this, it'll be an even better result. So that's what I mean by strategizing. But it's not. You don't have to follow those strategies. You can use your own imagination. I only pointed out to show you what's possible, but you can do your own thing, mix and match approach of anything I say, or just come up with your own strategy. It's entirely up to you. So I'm not giving you financial advice. I'm not giving you investment advice. We're not an investment platform. We're a community. All I would say is don't rush in all gung-ho. Very often people come onto a presentation, they look at an online business, they promise more in this type of business than they can earn in their bank, and they say, blimey, I'm going to sell my house, take all that money, put it in, I'm going to get 1% a day, I'm going to be rich. Okay, never ever do that. Never put money into a project that you can't afford to lose, because we have no control over these projects. We do the best we can to investigate who they are, what they're doing, and so on. But it's so easy to get it wrong. And as you all know, you've all seen this so many times, even with all the due diligence we carry out, it's so easy to get it wrong. So never risk anything that you can't recover from in a month or two. So if we're a couple of $100 into something, most of us wouldn't even notice that if we lost it. Okay, it would be annoying maybe for that month, but then we'd be back on track after that. But if it's, you know, if you're putting $10,000 in and that's a lot of money for you, don't do it. If $10,000 is no big deal for you, then feel free. You know, it's your money to win or lose. But don't do something that's going to make a life-changing difference, make you go bankrupt, make you lose your property, make you lose your kids, your car, your wife, whatever it is. Don't do that. That's just crazy. So what is the problem with online businesses? Why do we need to get together as wealth warriors and say, let's do something different. Let's build our own system. Okay, let's not just rely on what we're being spoon-fed by all these companies and all these platforms. Why do we do that? Because it's a lot of work. Okay, it is a lot of work behind the scenes to just put something like this together. And the reason we do it is because there's three main reasons. One is that there are just too many scams out there. And all of these three reasons are based on the fact you can't rely on any single platform. Okay, the first part is there are just too many scams out there. People set up a business deliberately to swindle you out of your money. And there are a lot of those around. They don't have to be Ponzi schemes, but there are a lot of scams. There are some businesses, they're not scams, but they're just poorly run. They fail, they're in the process of failing. Because we don't know that, because we can't see them, we can't look at their finances, we're just looking at what they've got on their website. And they tell us we've earned $100 this month or $500 this month. They tell us that, but they're just numbers on the screen. We don't know if we really have, or whether they've just taken somebody else's money to give to us. Okay, we don't know if they have, if they are really trading that well, or they're paying us out of past profits. We just don't know. So many businesses, online and offline, fail because they're poorly run. And the banks have a table of the top 10 reasons why businesses fail. And this has nothing to do with being online or offline. It's just all businesses. It's something like 95% of businesses fail in the first 5 years. And of those that are left, of the remaining 5%, not many of them are actually making money. They haven't got back to that break-even point yet. Okay, so most businesses poorly run because people don't understand business. They're not trained in business. They've not studied it. They don't know. They look at one person making I don't know, $10,000 a day doing this, and they think, well, if I do that, I can make that money. They don't understand how the whole process works, how that business got to be there in the first place, the training, the licensing, the compliance, the staff, just everything that goes into running that business. They don't understand it. So by the time they figured out it's too late, their money's gone down the drain. The third reason is that government departments and regulators like to shut businesses down, not because they're doing anything wrong, it's because they think they're doing something wrong. Most regulators are as dumb as the rest of us. Okay, and if you feel offended by that, I apologize. Okay, but most regulators are just Joe Lunchbucket like the rest of us. Okay, and they're just trying to do the best they can with what they've got. But unfortunately, what they do is they fall into the habit that most of us do, which is to say, I don't really understand this thing over here, but it looks a bit like this thing over here that I think I do understand. Well, I shut one of those businesses down 2 months ago, or my boss did, or this guy over in Ontario shut a business like that down 2 months ago. So therefore, it must apply exactly the same to this business. There's probably nothing wrong with either of those businesses. It's just a lot of, if you read these legal documents they produce, it's all to do with conjecture, it's all to do with opinion, it's all to do with supposition. When you dive into it to try and get definitions of facts and who said what, where, and when, it all evaporates. There is nothing there. But unfortunately, by that time, the business has been shut down, the assets have been seized, and the company has decided not to spend 5 years and $10 million fighting it in court. They've just said, okay, let's walk away. Most of it's not our money anyway, so I'm just going to walk away and let the regulators have that as a win. It doesn't mean it doesn't mean it's a scam. It doesn't mean it's a bad business. It just means that's what the regulators did. And most of the time, the regulators are wrong. And if you don't believe me, just think of how much of government, any government anywhere in the world, how much they actually help the people they're meant to be helping. It'd be much better if it was most of it was handed over to private businesses, people who know what they're doing, okay, to make it all happen. That's my political rant out the way, not for any particular reason. And the basic idea is we want to become financially free, time free, and free from government control. We don't want anybody else controlling us. but us. Or if you're married, of course, your spouse. That's between you. So what can we do about it? Well, we can carry on and make the same mistakes over and over and over again. That's a hiding to nowhere, isn't it? You end up in the same place this next year, the year after, the year after. Okay, it's like what do you call it in the States? Chutes and ladders. We call it snakes and ladders, and you can make 10 steps forward, 11 steps back quite easily. But collectively, we can help most of us to avoid the pitfalls of the industry, because none of us are as smart as all of us. And if all of us get together and feed this information in and pull it apart and make sure it works and see how robust we can make the system, then collectively we can get better over time. It takes time to get good, but we are getting there. We've been doing this for over a year now, a year and a half almost, since conception. There's been a lot of changes since then, a lot of things that we tried that didn't work. And, we're still trying some things maybe that didn't work, but we'll see in the next few days. But we are able to avoid some of the pitfalls in the industry by working together. Because what we want is time to build. Because if you've got time to build, then it doesn't matter that you start small and you build on a regular basis, a small percentage every day. As long as you do that small percentage every day, you can build an empire. You can build a complete empire on 0.2% a day, given enough time. You can certainly build an empire on 1% a day, given enough time. Okay, so that's what we're aiming for, is the time to start small and build big, build our own personal wealth, our own generational wealth. Okay, but we're not wealthy to start with, otherwise we wouldn't be doing this probably. Okay, but we can become wealthy for starting small and building over a long period of time. And so that's what we're aiming for, is time. So what are the benefits? Why do we go to all this hassle? Well, the first thing is, if you follow the rules of Wealth Warriors, you will have these 7 distinct benefits. The first one is you will never lose all of your money to a scammer again. Benefit 2, your team will develop deep loyalty and commitment. Benefit 3, you'll be able to protect your permanent network of contacts. Now, to me, that's the most important thing, because one of the reasons most people give up on this type of business, this type of online business, they go out there, they get all excited about the first platform they're in, they introduce their friends, neighbors, relatives, and work colleagues. Okay, everybody puts some money in, everything's happening, it's really great, we're all making money together. Then all of a sudden, that business turned out to either be poorly run and failed, shut down by regulators, or it was a scam right from the beginning. Okay, and so now your friends have taken you off the Christmas card list. They don't invite you to weddings and birthday parties anymore. Okay, they don't like you anymore, and you don't blame them, because you feel like that about yourself, that you were fooled and you caused your friends, it's totally embarrassing that you've caused your friends to lose money. Okay, that will never happen again. In Wealth Warriors, if you follow the rules of Wealth Warriors, you will never be in that situation again. And to me, that's worth all the hassle of doing something over and above just clinging to one platform for dear life. Benefit 4, build future business much faster with far more profit. And I'm going to show you an illustration in a minute and you'll see that. Benefit 5, build one business and grow all the businesses we are championing in Wealth Warriors. Benefit 6, you can recoup your loans, mortgages, and recent expenditure through Matrix Freedom. And benefit 7, you can become free, wealthy, and live an abundant life. Now, I don't know anybody else that's out there touting for the fact you can live an abundant life. Okay, but that's what we talk about. So here's an illustration of how it works. The first illustration is that we work with 4 platforms. You've got 10 people, and you've got those same 10 people on all 4 platforms. From each platform, you're making $1,000 per month, and therefore your total income is $4,000 per month. Well, let's draw that out and look at where it came from to start with. So initially there was you, and you introduced Alan, Bell, and Chris, and they introduced some of their friends. And as a result of that business that you put in place, and you helped Alan, Bell, and Chris put their businesses in place, your income is $1,000 per month. So now let's move that out the way, just to make it easier to bring in platform 2. So we bring in platform 2, and in platform 2, you put Alan, Bell, and Chris in exactly the same positions in platform 2, which means that you are now earning $2,000 per month. So let's move that out the way to make way for platform 3. And in platform 3, you put you introduce Alan, Bell, and Chris, and they introduce their friends in exactly the same positions. Therefore, your income now is $3,000 per month. And then we introduce platform 4. And exactly the same thing happens. You introduce Alan, Bell, and Chris. They introduce their friends in the same positions. Your income is now $4,000 per month. So let's say happy days. This is what we've been looking forward to, having 4 stable businesses that we can build slowly over a period of time and make more and more money every month. Meanwhile, we've got a good income of $4,000 per month. Let's help some of our team members build their businesses so that they're making $4,000 per month as well. Because we know it can be done because you're doing it. So that happens. That work carries on now for many months, many years, hopefully longer than that. But of course, we live in the real world, and eventually what's going to happen is something's going to happen to one of the platforms. Platform 4 is gone. For whatever reason, that industry might have folded completely. The regulators might have shut it down. It might have, the business might have been poorly run, changing circumstances. Some businesses their profits are based on the marketplace, and big things happen in the marketplace once in a while. We call them black swan events. So, things happen, businesses fail. So my job then is to go out and find platform 5. And when we find platform 5, you introduce Alan, Bell, and Chris in the same positions in platform 5, and they introduce their friends in exactly the same position in platform 5. Now, what's exciting about this is that when platform 4 failed, your friends didn't get upset at you. They were disappointed with platform 4, but they were upset with you because, yes, they're not making any money in platform 4 anymore. But there's a couple of things. One is they're still making money in the first 3 platforms. And the second thing is they know that eventually you're going to go out and introduce them to platform 5 and platform 6 and platform 7. Okay, so if they stick with you, then their fortunes are much brighter. Their future's much brighter. But most importantly, they didn't lose any money when platform 4 failed. Okay, they might have lost a little bit, but that was offset by the other businesses that are continuing to produce income for them. And as long as they haven't been stupid and put in more money than they can recoup in a reasonable time frame, then of course they will recoup that money eventually from the other platforms. So the good news about this is that your income now has gone back up to $4,000 per month. So I'm not going to go through the rules I'm going to skip through them very quickly. The rules are, don't sign up on other platforms that come along. If it's a good platform, we will adopt it at some point. There's this crazy idea that we all buy into, that when there's a new platform around, we've got to be the first one in. And then we've got to try and get all of our friends in. We've got to try and get all these leaders in from other networks. Okay. If you do that, you will be on a hiding to nothing because you'll still be doing the same things you've always done that didn't work, that have got you to this position. Okay. If you stick with the plan of Wealth Warriors, is that you build your team within Wealth Warriors. When Wealth Warriors adopts another platform, you quickly adopt that other platform within the structure of Wealth Warriors. Okay. What that means is you don't have a haphazard business. You don't have a haphazard crew. You have loyalty in your people. If you go out and sign up in all sorts of weird and wonderful things, your people are going to do the same. If you go and sign up on all weird and wonderful things and you don't know how to assess it and check out your due diligence, you may be leading your friends into something where they're going to lose money again. Why would you do that? Why not just wait? Be thankful for the business you've already got in 4 other platforms. And then when we introduce a 5th platform, even if it's the one that you recommended, then you slot your people automatically into platform 5. Okay. It sounds counterintuitive, but it's actually the intelligent way to build a business of this type. If you jump into all sorts of other things and expect everybody else to follow you, you'll be sadly disappointed and it won't work for you. And in 5 years' time, you'll be saying, that I think that Wealth Warriors would have worked if only I stuck to the rules. Okay, I can't. You can't lead. So you can lead a horse to water. You can't force it to drink. And that's all I can do is lay out what Wealth Warriors is about. But I still have people say, "I've just got into this platform. Do you want to join it with me?" My initial reaction is, I don't think we can because if I do that, I'll be destroying your business. Okay. I'll be destroying your Wealth Warriors business if I get into a business below you and bringing the rest of Wealth Warriors underneath you. But your team now are outside Wealth Warriors for that business. It's crazy, but it is, I tend to shy away from that. So second thing is, do sign up in all the platforms we adopt. Number 3, do maintain lines of sponsorship. That's the most important thing you can do. Do get your personally introduced people to do the same, and do support your own people. So you're not going to be an expert on these platforms. Just know enough to help them achieve what you want to achieve. Wealth warriors generally want to achieve less with these platforms than the platform can provide. Okay, generally we just want to have a small passive income program and a team building program. We don't want to get into all sorts of weird, wonderful stuff, extras, add-ons, upgrades, and so on and so forth. We don't need it. Or as long as we get what we want, which is our passive income and our team building income every single day, that's really the criteria we're looking for. And people often say, well, now that this other platform that we're involved with is doing this, are we doing that? I say, probably not. I don't see the benefit. As long as we can get what we want, then I don't see the benefit in all this additional stuff. Most of it, you'll realize most of it is designed to be beneficial to the company, not to us. And so we can choose to get involved in all the extra things or not. And my normal tendency is to say not. It's got to, the extra value that they're trying to introduce has got to be seen by us as value before we adopt it. So the rules are there to ensure you get security of income, build your permanent network, become wealthy, and live an abundant life. That permanent network you build is going to be worth an absolute fortune to you. So that's why we focus on making sure your permanent network is good, solid, robust, loyal to you. Being community-centric means you put the community first. You imagine that if you're going to introduce, say 100 people or 1,000 people into Wealth Warriors, and you're going to have those same 1,000 people with you in every single business venture we do for the next 40 years, okay, would you like them to be, would you like to put them first, make sure they get what they want so that they stay with you over that 40 or 50 years, so that they have the loyalty to you to adopt the platforms we pass, what we recommend to them. Okay, so you put the community first, people will feel that. If it's all about, well, I'm going to reach this star level, I'm going to reach this V level, I'm going to do this, I'm going to qualify for, a Macau trip or whatever it is, okay, that's great for you, but don't fool yourself. You're doing it for the community, because you're not. Remember, platforms come and go, but the community is permanent. And you can be part of Wealth Warriors only if you follow the rules. You will disqualify yourself if you are not following the rules. So we have some criteria for adopting a platform. One, it must be available in the whole world. It must have a unilevel compensation plan, and people must be able to join for free or get involved in a passive income program for a very low entry cost, i.e. $1,000. I was recommended one today, and they've seen this slide. The person recommending it to me has seen this slide a dozen times, and they said, this is great, you can get in $1,500. That's all, we can't do it. Most Wealth Warriors wouldn't be able to maintain lines of sponsorship if their friends in Africa and Indonesia and out of Mongolia have to come up with $1,500. So it won't work. So no, we can't do that. So the combination of 1, 2, and 3 means we can maintain the lines of sponsorship across all platforms. Number 4, it must be based on real world applications, not just a money game or a shell game, or moving money around. You've got to be able to see what they're doing. You give them some money, they give you back more money. How did they make that more money? And if that's not apparent, then we don't do it. We must be able to verify the company's legal status, its ownership, its compliance, its licensing, and head office address, and all these other things. If possible, meet the CEO or the business owner. Compensation plan must be viable and sustainable. This is something I do just with a calculator that takes about 5 minutes. And some compensation plans I see, I should actually add another word in there. The compensation plan must be viable, sustainable, and ethical. I see so many compensation plans that are either not viable, so therefore it's just all hype to get everybody excited. It's not sustainable because what they're putting their money into won't be there in 3, 4, 5 years' time, and it's not ethical because the money's going to the wrong people. I'm not going to say any more about that, but some of you know my thoughts on some of these businesses. So the membership of Wealth Warriors must all be able to get behind the project, so we don't get involved in gambling, money lending, arms dealing, breeding horses online, and also all this sort of stuff. We just don't. It's not something that membership We don't get involved in selling health products or any sort of products because most people don't want to do that. You've got to be able to maintain lines of sponsorship. It's the most important thing. So the first platform I'm going to talk about is Matrix Freedom. And the company has two different processes now, the Roadmap to Freedom and I Am Free. The Roadmap to Freedom covers all of the financial aspects of the system being the system within which you live. And I Am Free covers all of the lawful requirements for you to become free from the control matrix. So you sign up as a member for free. And in fact, if somebody doesn't want to sign up as a member, they just want to check out the website, I'll give you the address of a website later in the presentation, and they can go there. There's dozens of videos and they're all 10 minutes long. So they can look at whatever they want to look at. And then if they decide to join, you give them your affiliate link and they join up on the platform. So there's a distinction between the platform where you do all the work and the website. So it's basically for public consumption. And you can enroll for one or other or both of these strands. They're not exclusive, or not mutually exclusive, I should say. Being in either process doesn't take away from your ability to be an affiliate or a network organizer. So an affiliate is somebody who introduces members, and a network organizer is somebody who introduces affiliates and members. And there's a great compensation plan from introducing people as they recoup their money from money that they're owed from past mortgages, past expenditure, and so on. Some of that money comes to you in the form of commissions. So typically, if you have to claim back 200, well, let's make it a nice round number. If you have to claim back $100,000, you'll only get $80,000 of that. The other 20,000 goes to help run the company, but a percentage of that $100,000 comes back to you, so it comes back to the person who introduced you. So you can see if people are claiming back mortgages throughout their life, they're claiming back all their bank accounts for the last 3 years. They're creating new currency all the time for wanting, how they live. All sorts of things they're doing for this money to come flowing back to them. And you can make a percentage of that as a result of helping them. If you didn't help them, they wouldn't be getting all that money back. So nobody minds. I feel that I'm getting back money I wasn't planning to get back. The fact I only get 80% of it doesn't bother me in the slightest. And I appreciate the company needs to make money to run. They've got hundreds and hundreds of staff running around all day, every day, doing so much stuff behind the scenes. I'm happy they've got jobs, and I'm happy I'm paying for it. So this is Matrix Freedom. The Roadmap to Freedom, you can recoup your checking account, or your current account as we call it in the UK, for 2022. There are costs there, $1,000 per personal account, $2,000 per business account, and they are constantly doing deals. They're doing bundles. So if you get invited to a webinar about this, go to the webinar, because they'll probably say, if you sign up for this or pay for this before the end of the month, you'll get that. Instead of £3,000, it'll be £1,500. Something like that. They might even do the whole lot for £1,000. So it's worth going on the webinar, finding out what special deals they've got when you're ready to jump into that. But they don't last forever. You can recoup subsequent years of personal and business bank payments. So I've got a claim in now for 2022 and 2023. Some people are already claiming 2024. I'm not doing that right now, but I will be doing very, very soon. If you have mortgages, loans, taxes outstanding, and any other debts, okay, you can discharge them. You can literally get them written off. You can claim back some of the money that these bankrupt countries in the world owe you. You can claim it back and settle out, zero out the balance on your mortgage or on your loans, your taxes, and other debts. Okay, perfectly legitimate, perfectly legal. You can also create a new currency to acquire property. You can say, as a sovereign person, I'd like $500,000 a year to live on. So this year I create $500,000 worth of currency. Okay, next year I might say, well, I want to have extravagant holidays maybe, so I need $1 million next year to live. So I create $1 million worth of currency for me to live on. You can create new currency for anything you like. Acquire a car, a boat, a house, a yacht. You can control and shelter your assets. Once you've acquired them, you move them into a private trust, and they are no longer under the control of your local state or your local government. Okay, if you don't believe that's true, just take into consideration if the police were to stop your car, if you were to leave your car on the side of a road, do the police have the authority to come along and tow that away, do whatever they like with it, sell it at auction, crush it if they want to? Okay, yeah, they have the authority to do that. Why? Because it's not really your car. You just think it is. You're just the registered keeper. You know that because you've had to register that car to the DMV or the DVLA, DVLC, or whatever other agency is operating in your jurisdiction. Okay, so it's not your car. You're just the registered keeper. You're the one that paid for it. That doesn't make it yours. The same with your house. It's registered to the government somewhere. And if the government want to, they can tear it down and build a motorway or a highway or a nuclear collider or whatever they want to do. Is not your house. You just think it is. But you put these things into a private trust and all of a sudden nobody can touch it. It's not yours. It belongs to the private trust. But then through the private trust, you are the beneficiary, so you have access, and your children and their children can have access in perpetuity to use those assets that are in the private trust. And you can create as much new currency as you want to live a life of abundance. So that's the roadmap to freedom. The I am free. You correct your status and standing. So at the moment, most of us are lawful persons. So we're not people, we're persons. So therefore, the British Constitution doesn't apply to me because I'm not a people, I'm a person. And the American Constitution doesn't apply, and the Canadian Constitution doesn't apply to you guys because you are not people. When it says we the people, that's not you. Okay, you're a person. You're a lawful, legal person. Sorry, not a lawful person, you're a legal person. So what this whole process is doing is taking you out of that being a legal person and turning you into a lawful, one of the people, a lawful energy, source of energy, source of creation in your own right. Okay, so therefore all the legal system has no control over you. Not only the legal system, but the whole control matrix has no control over you. You're free from that. And then you can rescind all of your unlawful contracts that you had through your legal person, your straw man, if you like. You can rescind all of those and replace them with lawful contracts, because I'm assuming you'd still want to have a mobile phone. To do that, you would still need a contract with a mobile phone provider, but it would be a lawful contract now with you, you or we the people, not the citizen you, not the person you. So that's part of the process of the I am free process. You can set up a private trust, or you will set up a private trust to operate for you without being employed to the control matrix. Transfer the allodial title of all of your assets to the private trust. Okay, so I was saying about the car isn't yours. The allodial title belongs to the government, probably. The allodial title of your house belongs to the government. Okay, and so yes, you do have a title, but it's not the real ownership. And you can also engage with the All Souls Nation Foundation to assure your protection and sovereignty going forward. That's what we do under I Am Free. And you can also obtain your own passport, your own driving license, and you become an ambassador of the Old Souls Nation. And you have your own passport saying you're an ambassador. You have a driving license saying you're an ambassador. Okay, so that confers on you automatically diplomatic immunity, of course. So let's have a look at bit harvest. I'm not going to go into too much depth about this. There have been a few changes. Changes are in the pipeline. Okay. The basic idea of bit harvest is it's not a business platform. It's an electronic device. So you buy this electronic device, you get it plugged into a slot that's set aside for you in the head office in Kuala Lumpur. Okay, they plug this USB device into the machine, and through the magic of the internet, through a VPN connection, your device is talking then to Bitcoin mining machines all around the world. And your device helps those Bitcoin mining machines improve their profitability, and by improving the profitability, you get some of that improved profitability back in the form of profits to you, commissions to you. So there are two types of booster. One is the AI 70 Pro, and it costs $1,000. Or you can buy it in shares, 10% shares at a time. So you can buy 10%, 20%, 30%, and they cost $100 per share. And this is a one-off payment. So you buy it once, you earn forever, and you can buy as many as you want. There is an upgrade. So there is a new machine called an AI 80 Pro, and that costs $1,500. And therefore, there's a plan to upgrade all these AI 70s that we've all purchased in the past. Okay, you can upgrade that to have the same performance as the AI 80, which is meant to double the performance, or not the performance, but double the productivity, and make twice as much money. And so if that's something that interests you, if you own the whole booster, if you only own shares of a booster, then you can't upgrade that. But if you own the whole booster, if you bought it all in one go for $1,000, then you can pay some extra money and upgrade that. You'd need to pay the $500 to take it from $1,000 up to $1,500. Plus, there's a handling fee that has to be paid in the company's local currency, which is BTH. I'm not going to go into that any more than that, because here now are the AI 80 Pro-Bit boosters. They cost $1,500, or 10% shares for £150. Again, a one-off payment, earn forever, buy as many as you want. So they enhance miners' profits. They work with any mining farm in the world. From your own bit boosters, you earn around about $2.50, the AI 70 Pro, to $5.50, the AI 80 Pro. And that's every single day as passive income. So you can see that somebody gets involved in bit harvest, they can pay $100 and they're making passive income on day 2. Okay, so that fits the criteria of what we're doing with Wealth Warriors. If you want to go for the AI 80s, then excuse me, then that's going to cost a little bit more, but that's your choice. You earn commissions for sales of bit boosters in your group. So if you introduce somebody, and the way you do that, of course, is to get them to buy a bit booster. So therefore, they are in your group, and you make the profit on the sale of that bit booster. If they then sell bit boosters, you make an override commission. So they make most of the commission, and you make a little bit on top of that, which is the way a lot of these businesses work. You also, so the booster that they buy also earns some Bitcoin every day. And because you introduced that to them, you receive a small percentage of that Bitcoin. So all of the Bitcoin mined by all of the boosters in your whole group, you receive some of that. So if you've got a lot of people and a small amount of Bitcoin per booster, it can add up to a lot of Bitcoin. You can buy more bit boosters or shares to manually compound earnings. So that's how we would start small and build big. We take some of our profit and we buy more boosters. We'd also take some of our profit. You haven't got to, but personally, I suggested to people that they want to take some of their profit and take it out, and then take some of their profit and buy more boosters, and then take some of the profit and take it out. Okay, we're not in this for the fun of it. We're in it to make money. So make some money, take some money out. I know it slows down your growth, but if something ever happens to a platform, not that we're expecting anything to happen with BitHarvest, but if something happens to a platform and all you've done is reinvest, then what's the point of doing it? You might, if along the way you've taken out twice as much money as you put in, then happy days. Yes, it's annoying that the business has failed, but you've achieved your objective of making some money. So BitBoost is an income-producing asset. It's not an investment platform per se. It's like a rental property or an ATM machine, and it makes Bitcoin for you every single day. So I'm going to run through these strategies very quickly. These are some strategies I thought up. One of them is to buy bit boosters and let them earn for you for the next 5 years. Assume a Bitcoin price of $1 million in 5 years' time. I'm not going to qualify that, but there are so many experts in this field that reckon $1 million in 5 years' time is totally realistic. So if you have one booster and you save up all of your Bitcoin that it makes for you, in 5 years' time, that Bitcoin will be worth 200,000. So it's cost you $1,000 and you've got $200,000 worth of Bitcoin. If you buy 5 boosters, that costs you $5,000. That's going to be worth $1 million worth of Bitcoin in 5 years. If you have 10 boosters, that's $10,000, then your Bitcoin will be worth 2 million. Okay, so I'm doing this to give you a comparison between what you put in, what you take out, return on investment, reward versus risk, if you like. The strategy 2, hit the star ranks. And there's so many different things I could have looked at with these different star ranks. I could have given you the minimum incomes and the commission throughout the whole period of time you're at that star level. But what I'm going to do now again is just talk about accumulating your Bitcoin. So after 5, so you earn Bitcoin every single day, and you keep all that Bitcoin for 5 years. So let's assume that today you hit 1 star. And so you start accumulating your Bitcoin from today. In 5 years' time, your Bitcoin will be worth 274,000. Okay, just for you being 1 star. If you're 2 star, you accumulate your Bitcoin, it's worth 1.3 million. 3 star, your Bitcoin will be worth 3.3 million. 4 star, 10.9 million. 5 star, 30.7 million. 6 star, over 60 million. 7 star, 162 million. And 8 star, 316 million. Now, what I would tell you is these are just the threshold levels. If you just hit that level and stay at that level for 5 years, so you just hit 2 star, you stay at that level for 5 years, you get 1.3 million. Forget the fact that other people will grow your business, you'll have no control over other people will get in, more boosters will be put into the group, and so on and so forth. These figures are ignoring all of that, and it ignores the fact that you can then go on to 3 star, 4 star, 5 star, and so on. So they're the minimum accumulated Bitcoin after 5 years at those star levels. You just hit that star level and stay there for 5 years. So that's what those figures are about. So that's the strategy 2, hit the star levels. So did I miss something? Yes, I did. So strategy 3 is not really a strategy, it's just a comparison between 2 different things. One is to, if we assume Bitcoin is $70,000, we say, let's take $70,000, buy 1 Bitcoin. In 2 years' time, we think the Bitcoin is going to be worth 200,000. So we keep hold of our Bitcoin for 2 years. So in 2 years' time, our Bitcoin is worth 200,000. So we've made $130,000 profit in 2 years just by buying a Bitcoin. That is brilliant. Okay, 130,000. That's almost there's almost triple our investment. Return on investment, nearly 300%. Brilliant. Who's not keen for that? Okay, but a better strategy would take that $70, buy 70 boosters, and earn for 2 years. You would have 4.5 million. And after 2 years, you would still have 434 boosters working for you. So you'd be making 4.5 million a year, every year after that. And that assumes that things don't grow, things don't move on. You don't introduce some people to your business. Okay, that's just you with 70 boosters. You reinvest a little bit according to a strategy that I worked out. And after 2 years, you would have 434 boosters. Okay, and you can earn 4.5 million a year. You could then take some of that 4.5 million, buy some more boosters. But I'm just saying, let's assume you don't. You just stick with that 434 boosters that you've got after 2 years of manual compounding, and you earn 4.5 million per year, every year from then on. So that's the bit harvest. Cryptex, so let's get into this. I didn't get it as quickly as I wanted to. So I'm going to skip through this. Minimum investment of $100. Typical payout after 3 years, if you invest $100 to $35.20. I'm going to skip over that because I'm going to come to a better explanation in a minute. So we have 4 different contracts, types of contracts that you can get involved with. For $100, you can buy a DeFi hybrid 36 for 36 months. And at the end of those 36 months, you'll get paid $35,288.55, roughly. Okay, and another contract you can get is the DeFi hybrid 36. It costs $1,000, which is basically just 10 of those, but it's not. What they do is they give you, when you put $1,000 in, they give you an extra 5. So you actually have 15 contracts, not just 10. That runs for 36 months. And so at the end of that 36 months, you've got over $500,000 because you've got 15 of those contracts. Looking a bit further down the road, if you take $100 and buy this contract, which is DeFi Hybrid 50, that's going to run for 60 months, and you'll get back almost $500,000 after 5 years. And if you take that $100 and put it into a DeFi hybrid 84, that runs for 84 months, which is 7 years, and you get back nearly $1.5 million at the end of 7 years. Okay, so you don't actually have to do anything with these things. I'm not going to go into the same sort of explanation as I did last time about this. But this is a very, very clever system because you're not actually investing the money yourself. What you're doing is facilitating the payment of services behind the scenes, arrangements between a bank, an insurance company, and you. And all it requires is for you to pay the money to get that contract created, to be brought into existence. The bank will lend some money. The money they lend makes profits for you and for them, and the insurance company guarantees the whole contract. Okay, and they're paid from the profits of what the staking of the liquidity that we do. I just realized I didn't get this bit changed. Okay, so I'm going to skip through this because it's not accurate. This was something I went to do and got sidetracked, so I apologize. But basically, I've been about 21 months ago, I got shown this, and I thought, I don't like it. And I'll tell you why I don't like it. It's because we have criteria for wealth warriors, and one of the criteria is that we want to make profit every day. We want our profit to come back to us every single day. But when I began to understand, so what I did is said, well, having said that, it doesn't meet all our criteria, but I'd be crazy not to do it in my own right, not as a wealth warrior, just do something independent. So I chucked $100 in, and I thought, if I get anything back in 3 years, that's great, but I've basically written it off. And after about 18 months or so, I looked at it and I thought, wow, do I believe these figures? And then I started looking into how it works, why it works, and so on. I started getting a little bit excited, and so I put another few $100s in. I put another few $100s in. But basically, I'm making, I've got a profit that's building up. This is my very first contract. I've got a nice little profit building up, and I earn about $30 or $40 every single day. So I've now got 8 contracts for a total of $800. Yeah, again, this is last week's profit. So there we go. Okay. So for the whole month, I made $4,500 profit based on $800. Most of that $800 has only been put in the last 6 months or so. So most of that profit is coming from the first contract I had. So it's exciting. I've now started 2 of those 84-month projects or contracts, because in 7 years' time, my grandchildren are going to be thinking about going to university, and I don't want them to go to university poor. I don't want them to be spoiled brats, but I also don't want them to be struggling. We don't know what the financial situation is going to be in 7 years' time, but just a guess, the government are not going to make it better for everyone. They haven't managed to in the last 200 years. I don't think they're going to pull a rabbit out of the hat at this stage of the game, particularly because all governments, regardless of what they say on their badge, all governments are socialist by nature. Okay, they've all adopted socialist policies over the years. They have then not rescinded. So as we adopt these policies more and more and more over the years, the whole world drifts more socialist. And some of you have read my book about socialism. Some of you haven't, but I'll tell you the punchline from that. And that is that socialism, the opposite of socialism, is individualism. So as the world becomes more socialist, we lose our individuality. Okay, and represented by our personal freedoms. And if you understand that, then you understand why we do matrix freedom, why we do these long-term financial packages, why we're looking for ways of making money completely independent from the system and the state. Okay, because the whole world is becoming more socialist, and therefore we are losing our individuality. We have less rights now than we had 20 years ago. A lot of people think the opposite of socialism is capitalism. It isn't. The opposite of capitalism is labor. If you don't send your money out to work, you go out to work. And you break rocks for 8 hours a day. So people have got this mixed up. They think the opposite of socialism is capitalism, and all of their arguments and all of their policies are based on that. And it's just not true. There you go. Hopefully words of wisdom. So let's look at some strategies from Cryptex. This one is just to invest $100. And after 3 years, you get $35,000 back. The second one, a bit bigger, invest $1,000 and you'll get 500 contracts free. So after 3 years, you'll get back 15 lots of $35,000, which is over $500,000. A small savings means you put in a small amount every 3 months. After 3 years, your total outlay is $1,200, which is not a massive outlay for a financial plan that's going to fuel your income, fuel your lifestyle going forward. Of course, we've all got to build up faith in these things. 36 months is a very long time. So, nobody blames anybody for only giving it a bit of a kick, see if it works. Don't want to be too upfront because we might lose too much, okay? So, but even so, $1,200 is not a huge amount of money spread over 3 years. So after 3 years, you get $35,000 every quarter, which means you're on an income of $141,000. And I suspect that most of us could live on $141,000 per year. We're getting close to a millionaire lifestyle at that stage. You don't need to be a millionaire to live a millionaire lifestyle. If you've got about $20,000 a month, $25,000 a month coming in, your lifestyle will be completely indistinguishable from a millionaire. You'd eat in the same restaurants, you go to the same shows, you go on the same holidays, you fly on the same flights, drive the same type of car, that sort of thing. Okay, so the fourth strategy, invest $100 every month. Okay, and this might be like a savings plan. Somebody's going to save up for Christmas. The problem is you don't get anything back for the first 3 years. So after 3 years, your total outlay is $3,600. A reasonable chunk of change, but again, not a massive amount because it's spread over 3 years. After 3 years, you withdraw $35,000 every month, which means you've got an annual income of over $400,000 per year. So definitely in the millionaire lifestyle bracket at that stage. Strategy 5, lifetime savings. Invest $100 every week. And after 3 years, your total outlay is $15,600. That is a chunk of change. I appreciate that, but some people would want to do that anyway. And after 3 years, you'll be withdrawing about $140,000 every single month, and your annual income will be 1.8 million per year. Okay, some people would take that initial hit of 15,600 for that sort of reward. I suggest you need a lot of faith to do that, and hopefully one day my faith will be that great. But I'm not there yet, so I can't expect anybody else to be. Strategy 6, people have been talking to me about charitable giving. Okay, how can they do something with their online businesses that is going to generate an income for their favorite charity, their favorite church, just worthwhile causes, or support other people? I mean, the first thing I do with a new platform, maybe not immediately, but one of the first things I do is I support a number of families around the world. And so I get them, I don't give them the money. I do sometimes, I give them money. But sometimes, very often what I do is I put them in a position in the same platforms I'm in, and then I give them access to that so they can take the profits. So imagine we're doing that with somebody, a farmer in Africa, or a homeless person maybe in Indonesia. Okay, and so I put some money in for them. So I put $100 in for me, and in 3 years' time I get $35,000. Now imagine I could also do instead of 3 years' time, I could do 5 years. I get 454,000. Or I could do it in 7 years, and I get back nearly $500,000. So I get back 1.4 million. Okay, but this is just saying that I put $100 in, and after 3 years I get 35,000. So then what I do is I buy 352 people a $100 contract from that 35,000. Now the way that Cryptex works is if people I've personally introduced when they make a deposit, I get a 30. So that money is used to take a loan from the bank, and part of that loan is used to give me a 30% commission. Okay, so in direct commissions from these contracts that I've given to 352 people, I would receive back $10,500. So I started with 35. I've bought 352 people contracts, and I've received $10,500 back in commission. So I'm feeling pretty good. I might then do something else with that 10,500. Who knows? The possibilities are endless. But after 3 years, 352 people will receive 35,288. And something else you might not know about Cryptex is at the end of the contract period, when the contract pays out, if those people are on your front line, you receive an 8% commission based on what they've earned, not from what they've earned. It's not deducted from their money. The contract has actually made more money than it needs to pay back the contract owner, because it's got to pay out some commissions to you and the person above you and the person above you and so on. But after 3 years, from those 352 people, you will receive back $993,725. So you started with $100, you've benefited 352 people, you've got 10,000 back yourself. You've also got another million back at the end of the 3 years. I think you should be feeling pretty good about your charitable giving, and you'll probably want to do some more of that. But let's just step this up a little bit. Strategy 2 on charitable giving. So you invest $100, you get $35, but now what you're not going to do is buy 352 people $100 contracts. You're going to get your favorite 35 people. I mean, to be honest, I would struggle to find 352 people that I know and trust that I would buy them $100 contract. But I'd probably know 35 people I would buy $1,000 contract. Okay, so that's my $35,000 split between 35 people. They all get $1,000 contracts each, and I then still get back my commissions, my 30% commissions, 10,500. Again, thank you very much. After 3 years, that's not 350, that's not 352 people, that's 35 people. After 3 years, 35 people will receive $500,000. You've got to feel good about that. You've just given 35 people $500,000, and this is in 6 years' time. Okay. And after 3 years, you'll get back your 8% commissions, which total nearly $1.5 million. Okay, so if that doesn't knock your socks off, if you love to give money to worthwhile causes and helping other people, if that doesn't knock your socks off, I don't know what to tell you. I suppose I could say, well, take this 10,500 and give out another $10,000 packs, and so you get another, I don't know, you get some more commission. You get another $3,000. So take that and buy another $1,000 packs. I don't know. You can sort of milk it to the max. But the bottom line is, it's a system that just generates money back for you all the time. So people have asked to see proof of successful withdrawal at the end of the contract. I've asked everybody I can think of about this, and most people are not prepared to expose themselves to what would happen to them on the internet if they were to make a video and say, look, this is me, here's the money I made. I'm kind of thinking I would do that when I get my first check. I'm kind of thinking I'm going to do that. I might do it though as a private meeting and not record it. I don't know. I've got to give that some thought. I never even thought that there might be a danger. I couldn't understand why there were dozens of these videos all over the place. Or I actually invited several people to come on here tonight and have an interview, or just meet with me and have an interview independent of anything else. But the best thing I could come up with was there's a video available. There's a video available to us. I'll show you where it is in a minute. So that's a reminder to me to show the video, and it's there. Okay. Basically, what you've got within Wealth Warriors, you have the option to create your own landing page. This is one of the videos on the landing page. There is a link on the board site, and somebody's asked me to show you the board site, which I will. So I do apologize. Time's got away from us, but I'm going to keep going. If anybody's got to go, then feel free. I'm going to keep going until I've run out of things to say. And I do apologize for the time. Yeah, so on your landing page, you can go and find this video. There is a link on the boards page, but that link doesn't work. And there's a reason for it. It's the way this video is set up to be interactive and operate within a particular iframe within a particular website, and it won't work in any other way. I've tried everything I can think of, and I'm normally pretty good at this sort of stuff, but it will only work within the iframe within that particular site. So let's go and have a look at it now. Let's share my screen. Okay, hopefully you can see that. Somebody just give me a thumbs up if you can see completed contract documentation, 400. Yeah, thanks, Ray. Much appreciated. What I didn't do is share the sound optimized for video. Hopefully when I click this now, you'll be able to hear the video.
Hello, friends. I have today a translator. His name is Christian. And Christian speak now for you and me. Okay? Please tell the visitors all what we have for news today. Okay?
Okay, thank you, Big Mario, our big leader here. My name is Christian. I'm 59 years young, and I'm also a member of this wonder team from Mario, and I'm very happy to be in this team. And today is a special day. It's like a little bit an historic day, and we would like to give the proof that Cryptex is for real. You know, when we are talking about Cryptex, so many people say, I don't believe it. I don't believe it. It's impossible. Out of $100, make 31, whatever. 1 second. Ich bin hier im Call. Okay, sorry.
It's live. It's live.
Yeah, people always say, many people say, I can't believe it. And now today we have the proof, and I would like to welcome all our guests. Oh, that's great. Good to have you here for this special call. So, because we are here in a nice community, look here, yeah, and in front of us is the main person. And the main person, his name is Mo. And for sure, he doesn't want to be in the screen. Everybody can understand, because yesterday was his big day, his big payday, his big Cryptex payday. He got paid yesterday almost $400,000, and for real. Before we go into the details, I would like to ask Mr. Mo, Mr. Mo, nice welcome here. Hello. Mr. Mo, what is your story about Cryptex? Please tell me, when did you get first time in touch with Cryptex?
The first time was 2019 in Hong Kong. I had a meeting with a band, a supplier of me. And after the meeting, we have a lunch and we talk about general investments and crypto. And he talked about Cryptex. And but for me, it was something like, yes, no, this is something, I cannot believe it. And I saw he talked more and more about this. And even in this time, I don't believe that Cryptex is real or this can be function. And end of 2020, he calls me for Christmas time and he said to me, I send you email with a wallet number and login password. And this I create for you and I open for you or activate a DeFi contract for you. And this is like a gift and you have no risk, nothing is for free. Okay, that was. And at least in 2021, around I think September 2021, he calls me again and say he was in London. We can have a meeting about our business, and after this meeting, we can have a look on a Cryptex party in London. And after I go and visit this party, I understand what is Cryptex. And the main problem was I have no experience in network marketing. So I come back to Spain and I talk with a good friend of mine, which is a lawyer. And he have also already a lot of DeFi contracts. And he said to me, he knows maybe 2 or 3 persons, which is, he knows about the network marketing and have a good experience. And after 3-4 months, we got an appointment with Mario in Valencia. And yes, this was the story. So how we come together with Mario.
Very interesting story. So you got a present, you got a special present exactly 3 years ago.
Yes.
3-4 weeks before Christmas.
Yes.
And then Christmas came yesterday to you.
Yes.
Yeah. So because he got the email exactly 3 years after the special friend, yeah, made a present for Mo. And yesterday you got this email. Please explain us this email we are watching here.
I got this email. This explains that my DeFi contract is terminated, and please withdraw all the money from your wallet to your external wallet.
I mean, one second. That's what you always have to imagine. This company extra tells everybody, please move your money from our back office, from our wallet, from our back to your safe wallet. That's amazing. That's amazing.
Yes, of course, yes. So
that's what you did. And now we see the next screenshot here with 400.
After the email was there.
After the email, yeah.
Yes.
Yeah. So
after the email, I done a withdrawal.
You done the withdrawal, yeah?
Yes, and around 30 minutes, after 40 minutes, I got the money on my wallet.
And now we see another screenshot here with all your payments you got in the last 2-3 years, yes, which is also very sexy. It's very, very nice. Very nice. Yeah. When we watch it in details, it's nice commissions, and they pay out immediately, right?
Yes. Without any question, without any delay or something.
Okay. And then Mo is a real expert, and he's a big believer. You know, normal people, they would send the money step by step. Yeah. But Mo, he did it in one go. Yeah. He he withdrew the money in one go.
Okay, the reason for this is very easy, because I know people which from Hong Kong, which I know before, they already have payments, which I already also forward to Mario, and you can see the withdraw all amounts more than 100, 200,000, 300, 500,000. Yes, so this is something normally. I mean, if you got this money, you cannot withdraw every time 5,000. So in this case, you can also see that the system is functioning. Yes, you get the money, you have not any problem or any delay or something like this. And I also, until now, never heard something about the people have any delay or any issue with any payment.
But Mario told me before there was a little shocking moment, yeah, because when you did the withdrawal, suddenly the website went down.
Yes, the website was down for, I think, around 8-10 hours. I think.
Nice. Another scam.
Because this happens. Yes, this happens not one time. This happens many times. So I'm relaxed, but in this time especially was a little bit more than normally. So at that morning, at around 7 o'clock morning, after I wake up, Mario sent me a message that the website is down and how it looks. And I said to them, okay, keep relaxed. And maybe in a few hours we'll be online, and then I will do the withdrawal. And after it was online, I do the withdrawal, and 30-40 minutes later, I got the money.
Mario was sweating, you were sweating, yeah. Yes. And then you showed your screen from your cell phone with over 10 Bitcoins. We are watching this. And by the way, we have witnesses here, yeah. Witnesses. We saw the real screen as well.
Yes.
In live. Is it right?
Yes. Yes.
Right. Is it right? Yes.
A nice man.
So and then the amount landed in your wallet.
In my wallet, yes. External wallet. It's not the wallet in Cryptex, it's my external wallet, yes.
Yeah. And maybe some people say now, hey, one contract, $400,000. How is that possible?
Yes.
Yeah. So maybe we can take a look again at the email. because they had, I heard at that time also a different, a similar offer like we have today with buy 10 and get 50,
Yes,
right?
yes, yes. This is the same. In this time, you got for $100, you got 2 contracts. So it means at least you get $43,200 in your wallet for.
So here you can watch it. You can see it. At that time, it was 43,200 per each contract. So you get 1 for free, buy 1 and get 1 for free. That's typical American, yeah.
At least for me was the whole contract for free because it was a gift from my friend.
And
from my supplier.
And I heard in the beginning you didn't realize that you got 2 contracts, right?
No.
So what a nice surprise, Mo.
Yes.
What a nice surprise. And he's always smiling here. He has a big smile in his face, yeah. So no wonder. Yeah, I mean, what shall we say? Cryptex is for real, yeah.
We can say 3 times Merry Christmas.
Yeah, Merry
Yes.
Christmas for sure.
One
Yeah.
for the gift, the second for this offer, and now you're happy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So for all the people who are always so critical and looking for the hair in the soup, yeah, today it was really a special day for Team Mario, for all of us,
In Europe,
that I mean worldwide. That's a big team here worldwide. That Cryptex is for real. We see the realness in person here. And yeah, that is too good to be true. And let's
Do it again. Thank you, Mario. I love you.
De nada.
also thank you.
Okay, so hopefully we're back in the Zoom. I can't see everybody's. Yeah, there we go. We should be back on the presentation. Hopefully, I'm still sharing my screen. Okay. So yeah, I think that's a great video to show people. You know, you still need to have a little bit of trust. Some of us know Big Mario, and some of us realize that, you know, if there was anything wrong, these people wouldn't be getting on the screen to make a video like that. So it just gives us a little bit more faith in the process, a little bit more faith in the company. So that's the so what was I going to do with? I was going to do something else with Cryptex. Yeah, I'm going to go through the boards page in a minute. So they're the 4 platforms. I haven't talked about UBX. I'll just spend a few seconds on it. Some of you know that UBX has run into problems again. I don't think it's a scam. I think it's one of these businesses that was poorly set up. The owners didn't really know what they were doing. They thought they did, but it turns out they didn't. And so UBX has right now it's closed its doors. Our leadership, or the leadership of the European teams, so this is nothing to do with any company. This is to do with people like you and I who are in UBX, have arranged for I don't know how much to say, but they've arranged basically for your money to be safeguarded, and it will be given back to you over a period of time in small amounts. Partly because the person who is giving us the money, they don't actually have the money, so they're putting their own money into the pot to give you your money that you've lost through UBX. So that's why it's going to take a long period of time. However, if you you'll have the opportunity to invest with those people and make good profits going forward, and you will also have the opportunity to build a team with those people. And if you build teams with those people, then you will get your money back quicker than if you just sit back and wait for the money to come back to you. However, if all you want to do is to sign up or to get migrated across to this new system and just sit there and wait, you will receive every single penny back that you put into UBX. Okay, that's it. You'll receive it all back. It will just take a long time. So that's all. There will be a Zoom call probably Tuesday, possibly tomorrow. Keep an eye out on the Wealth Warriors channel, and we will I'll get that information to you as soon as I possibly can. It'll be done probably by Tony Kay, and he'll also introduce the local head honcho in well, who looks after Europe, James Lee. Probably, I don't know. I'm kind of guessing, but that may be the case. So we've got a Telegram group. Make sure you upload and add you to that so that you can keep up to date with changes. We hold this Zoom call, right now, every Sunday, 10 o'clock. Normally lasts an hour. I've run over today and I apologise. Attend yourself, bring new people, make sure your people attend, and it's a shortcut to fast growth because you introduce them to one platform, they come along to this meeting and I tell them about 3 other platforms and why they should sign up in all 3 platforms. Attend the Zoom calls of the platforms. Their schedule is published in the Telegram group. Take your people with you. For Matrix Freedom, work your way through the webinars and books at your own pace, but get the first roadmap completed as soon as possible. So as soon as you sign up as a member, there's a section called Roadmap, or First Roadmap, and work your way through that. So what do you do now? Get the referral links for all the platforms from the person who invited you to this presentation. I would suggest don't worry about UBX right now, only because it's all changing in the next couple of days. But for the others, get all the referral links, register in all the opportunities, make a note of all of your referral links. Pass these links on to your existing frontline members or the people that you invite to see this presentation. Okay, and choose them carefully because those people, once you introduce them into one of the platforms, they will be personal to you in all of the other platforms. Okay, so just be aware of that. You know, if you say, well, I really wanted to add that for create an account for my wife or my husband and put that person underneath there, that's fine. Do it with the first one because they're going to be in that position in every other platform going forward. So make a minimum payment into all opportunities if you can. Okay, we try and keep it to a minimum. Matrix Freedom is free to get to join as a member. The others are all around $100. So if you can, sign up in all of them. If not, choose the one that you like the best. And then chase up your introducer. Make sure you get added to the Wealth Warriors Telegram group. Don't just rely on them doing it. Chase them up. Attend a Zoom call and watch the video for each platform you have added funds to your account. So you don't need to be an expert on all of these platforms, just know enough to get by. As new platforms are added, the point being, we don't want to be experts in any one platform. We want to be experts in creating a portfolio that supports our wealth and our personal wealth, our generational wealth, and our lifestyle going forward. Okay, and so we take a little bit from that platform, a little bit from that platform, and so on. We don't need to become a master of any one platform. So as new platforms are added, make sure you get the referral link from your upline and join as quickly as possible. Pester them. I love to see it when we add a new platform and we've got people phoning their upline saying, get me your link, what's wrong with you? Okay, pass your referral link to your existing team and get on a presentation for that new platform as soon as possible. Grow your Wealth Warriors community by bringing more people to this Zoom call or to share this video from YouTube. You only have to promote 1 or 2 platforms and then bring them along to a presentation like this, and we will explain why they need to sign up in all the others. And even I do that. I don't talk to somebody and try and talk to them about 4 different platforms. I talk to them and then I hit them with the platform based on the information they've given me. Okay, I hit them with that platform, and if they get into that, then I send them this video because you can't talk to people about 4 different things. Okay, you get them involved in one, and then you introduce them to this video or bring them along to this presentation. It's the only way to do it, in my experience, or in my opinion. Build one platform and have 4 or more platforms grow below you. You can get a Wealth Warriors landing page if you want to promote Wealth Warriors. Then you click on this link here, and that'll be in the description below. So it'll be in the chat below. When you click that link, then you create a brand new free account with System.io, and they will import my funnel, my landing page, into your account. They will also import 15 emails into your account, and then all you have to do is go to the emails and change the links for your referral links. You can get a Cryptex landing page by taking this link and adding your own Cryptex wallet in the place of C123456789 on the end of here. Okay, and when you do that, when you send that to people, they will see the landing page that I showed you. I showed you part of it. It's got that withdrawal video in it. There's some videos, and there's some also getting started now buttons. And when they click that, they will be taken to your Cryptex registration page, and they'll sign up below you. Okay, so send people the landing page first. There's a lot of information, you know, about Cryptex and what it does. Really, really good. I get a lot of conversions from that. And so that's the sort of thing I put out to friends of mine on Facebook. Maybe I don't do a lot of Facebook advertising, but I use it really, really effectively there. And it's a very simple message. Hey, I've come across this. I thought you might like to see it. There's a couple of videos here that'll explain it. If you want to talk to me, give me a shout. And that's it. I send them the landing page link, and I get good conversions from that. There are marketing materials, chat groups, PDF documents, videos, prospecting scripts, introduction emails, YouTube channels, a whole lot more. Okay, for Bit Harvest, there's an info group in Telegram. Forget UBX for now, because that's all going to change. Cryptex, there's a boards page there. A Matrix Freedom. There's the website that's a website that's available to the public. It's not the platform that you would sign up on normally. So I'm going to click on this here, and then I'm going to share my screen. Oh, Chet's raised his hand. Chet, I'll carry on with this if I may, for now. I'm going to share. Okay, now hopefully you can see this. This is the link I've just taken off of the presentation, and it takes you to something called boards. And boards is a system that's put together for companies to have teams of people collaborate on different projects. Okay, so within a board, you put everything to do with a particular project, maybe a particular department, a particular geographical location. If you've got offices in New York and London and Hong Kong, then each location might have its own boards page. And in the boards page, you can then put PDF documents, instructions, lists of telephone numbers, videos, getting started videos, checklists, anything you like. So I'm going to show you now. When you go to Cryptex, so when you go to boards, if you follow that link, you'll end up on the Cryptex boards page. You enter your email and join. Okay, if you've already done that once, when you come here, go to open boards just below there. I click it. I think I did. Yeah, I've got a spinny thing at the top of the browser, and it doesn't normally take me this long. Okay, so this boards, you can see down the left-hand side here, I've got Cryptex, and there's some other boards that I've got access to down here. And if I only want to have access to one board, then boards is free to me. Okay, when you decide you're going to leave the free trial, you can select one board to be to still have access to after you finish your free trial. Select the Cryptex one, and it will always be available to you free of charge. Of course, if you have a paid membership to boards, then you can have as many boards as you like, including Cryptex. So here, there's just some things if you want to, put these in your Telegram group. Just download them and upload them in Telegram or Facebook or whatever. Okay, there's some videos in here. We click in here and we've got a link then to a Vimeo video. We're not going to go into that, but it's there. There's some webinar tutorials. So we've got a webinar presentation. We've got an introduction video, just a very quick 1 minute, 30 seconds introduction that you can send to people. And there's other tutorials here. There's a list of other tutorials in here. Okay, getting started, introduction video, the Teams link page. Sorry, the referral link Teams page. That's the one I was telling you about. So they'll tell you how to use that Teams page if you click on that. A walkthrough, how to withdraw, internal transfer. This is great about Cryptex as well. If you have money, if you introduce people and you get commissions and you want to pass that money to somebody in your group, you can do that as an internal transfer. So you could sign up, for example, your wife or your husband. You've got a little bit of commission from introducing a few people. Give a gift to your husband or wife and get them to buy their first contract, and it's cost you your commissions. It's not cost you money out of your own pocket. The special contract, which is the buy 10, get 5 free. The compensation plan, if you want to know how the compensation plan works, that's a great little video. The completed contract, we've just seen that one, but that link doesn't work on here. You'd need to go to your landing page, or as they call it here, your referral link Teams page. Okay, so go to that Teams page and it's on there. So there's lots and lots of stuff under the tutorials. Go back here now to security. Protect yourself from scammers. FAQs, questions and answers. So there's lots and lots of stuff. There's rules about the site, so you must read the rules. You must agree to the rules. There you go. Important best practices as well. So just flick your way through here. Cryptex support email, and it just tells you what the email is. Nothing fancy about that particular page. Telegram, the announcements page, the language presentations, and the download room. I think that's meant to be the download room. So you can sign up for those if you want to. Marketing pages, and there's something here that tells you how the marketing pages are, how you can use them, and then here are some of the capture pages, instructions, capture pages. Okay, so these are for Aweber. If you have an Aweber account or you want to get an Aweber account, you can import these different capture pages or landing pages, whatever you want to call them. PDF and video clips. So there's the that's the PDF document that covers the whole of the presentation, tells you about the compensation plan and just everything you could want to know. And then there's a download room, Telegram download room you can join just there. Language presentations, don't know how many different languages we've got, but I think this one's in English. Warm lead script, okay, messaging script. So if you don't know what to say to people, then just use this, literally use this when you're on the phone to people. Have full instructions on how to use every single thing in here. An introduction email. So you might send somebody that email. Okay, very, very quick and easy. Everything that you could possibly need to build this business is available. New member email. So after somebody's joined, you send them a welcome email. Email swipes. Just a paragraph or two out of several different emails. You can just swipe into your emails, or steal, I should say. Put into yours. There's autoresponder messages. So if you set up an Aweber autoresponder, there's messages there you can load up. Just takes all the guesswork out of it for you. And these things have been proven to work in the past. So social posts, Facebook in particular. Video shorts. So lots of different 1 minute, 2 minute videos. I don't think there's any longer than about 1 minute, than about 2 minutes. So again, you can just send the links for those to people, or load them on your social media. Graphics you can use. Starting capital, that. Leveraging $100 compounded, ask. Okay. Now you might think that makes no sense to me, so you wouldn't use that one. You might use this one. All the benefits of a 30-year retirement fund without the 30-year wait. See the $100 solution. That's got to get people thinking. Okay, there's a lot of them there. Just take them and paste them somewhere. There's lots and lots there. Text ads. some people like text ads. So you just do that. You select one of those headlines, select one of those for line 1, one of those for line 2, one of those for line 3, and then say click here now, watch video, whatever it is. Okay, call to action. So just mix and match, hundreds of different combinations there. Bonus resources, free autoresponders, free email signature, Canva free graphic images, create AI images, traffic ideas, phone screen recorders, etc. There's just so much stuff here. It's things that people have done, leaders have done before us, and it's worked, so they put it in here for us. And board's the link. Okay, so there we have the link, which should take us back to, should bring us back to here, where we are now. Any page you're on in boards, by the way, if you want to share it, you just click on share, and that's copied to your clipboard, and you send that to somebody now, and they can, if they click that link, they'll end up right here where you are now. If we do it on a different page, they follow that link, then they go to that page instead. And then gift cards. Okay. Have you thought of gifting a Cryptex contract for the holidays? Here are the cards designed you can use to gift to your loved ones. These cards are posted on Canva, and you use the links to the corresponding cards to personalize and edit the designs even without a Canva account. It's still early enough. You can even have these printed. Okay, so you can have all these different holiday cards, and you send it to them, telling them, you know, here's your login details. I've started a contract for you. Happy Christmas. We just heard on a video how effective that was. Okay, and there's most of them are there for Christmas. You know, it gives you the idea. You can do your own thing. If you know how to use Canva, you can put any subject in there you like. So that's boards. That's how to find your way around boards. I'm wondering if I've still got Cryptex open. It kicks me out every once in a while. I haven't, so I'm going to. No, I haven't. Okay, so I'm going to stop sharing. There we go. I'm going to come back to the main room. I apologize. I'm just going to very quickly finish off the presentation now. Okay, so a quick reminder, we're building a solid foundation on which we can base our financial futures. You begin to see that take place now. We're not reliant on any one of these platforms. If something happens, we pick up the pieces and go and do something else, okay? We're not reliant on them. We're interested in what we can do, how we can force this industry to do what we want it to do. That's the whole basis of Wealth Warriors. We only work with companies that are in it for the long term. We only work with companies that are above. And of course, it's not always easy to tell what's above board, but we do the best we can. We build a large asset, which in turn will deliver us a large income, whatever that asset is, whether it's boosters, whether it's contracts, whether it's investment plans, whether it's you know, members in Matrix Freedom. Okay, only platforms that meet our criteria are even considered. We apply our rules to this industry to achieve our outcomes. We don't want to be at the mercy of any one company. I could do a 1-hour presentation just on that one bullet point. It's important that we get what we want. We don't just accept what we're given by the platforms. Okay, if one platform doesn't give it to us, we'll get it from somewhere else. If we don't have security here, we'll develop security over here. Simple as that. It's important to remain, so finally, it's important to remain safe on the internet and in the world of online opportunities at all times. Do not share your password or other credentials with anyone. Where it's available, set up your 2FA on your accounts. And if you don't know what this is or how to do it, look up in the platform. It'll have an FAQ about how to set up your 2FAs. And if failing that, Google how to set up my 2FA. And they'll tell you that Google knows all this sort of stuff. Back up your passwords and your 2FA codes in a secure location. Keep it safe, write it down, put it in your safe if you've got a safe, and make sure the executors of your will or your beneficiaries have access to this information in the event of your death. So I'd like to just say welcome to Wealth Warriors, and get back to the person who invited you on this call or referred you to this video. They're ready and waiting to help you avoid scams, protect your permanent network, and create immense personal wealth. With that, I'm now going to stop the share, go back to the room, switch off the recording, and we will open it up for some questions. So thank you very much for your attention. It's great to see everybody here tonight. Like I said earlier, some old friends and new. There's been some new faces join while I was doing the presentation. So good to see you all. And you know, by all means, share this video. It's the best way of sharing the message about Wealth Warriors is when you've introduced somebody to a platform, follow it up with this video, because you just can't do the work yourself. It's not that I'm doing it any better. It's just that it's on a video and it just works so much better on a video. So yeah, great to see you all, and we'll do the same thing again next Sunday evening, 10 p.m. UK time. Look out for the announcements in the Telegram group, the Wealth Warriors Telegram group, about this presentation next week. Also about what's going to be happening to on Monday or Tuesday with regards to the Zoom call. So no doubt that's going to be one of the most well-attended Zoom calls we've ever seen, because there's a lot of people want to know what's going on. Naturally so, of course. So I'm going to say good night. Thank you for your attention. God bless, and have a wonderful, wonderful week. See you next Sunday.
I want to see you win. I want to see you absolutely smash every single dream you have. I want to see you overcome all of the barriers you face, and I want to see you succeed. I'm your biggest fan, your top supporter, and I'll be with you every single step of the way. You're destined for greatness, with or without me, and I want to see you achieve. Your potential is limitless, and your determination is inspiring. Keep striving for your goals, and I'll continue to cheer you on.